What if you faced a lion? What would you do? Come with me. Let's open the great book. A long, long time ago, there was in Babylon a king called Darius. He was a good king, but his kingdom had grown too much, and he couldn't manage everything by himself. So he had an idea. I will choose myself helpers. But he did not choose 1 or 2 or 3 helpers. He chose 120 people to help him. It's a lot of people, isn't it? These people, called managers, had to take care of the people, helping them to solve their problems. As King Darius liked everything done right, he also chose 3 supervisors to observe if the managers were doing their work correctly. One of these 3 supervisors was called Daniel. Daniel was different from all the other men in that kingdom. He did everything right. He was dedicated and righteous, and King Darius was really happy with his job. But the other supervisors grew jealous of him, so they started to think about a way to get rid of Daniel. What a bad attitude, isn't it? Jealousy is a terrible feeling, and it can cause a lot of destruction. Let's see the trouble they made. First, they started to look for a fault on Daniel. They observed him all the time to see if he would do something wrong. They looked here, they looked there, but they did not find anything. Daniel was so dedicated, and he did his job correctly all the time. He knew God, so he would pray 3 times a day every day. And as the jealous supervisors could not find any fault on Daniel, they devised a plot. They talked to King Darius. They said, "O King Darius, your majesty is a magnificent king, and the only one who should be worthy to be praised, don't you think? We think that a decree should be passed so that any person should be forbidden to pray to anyone besides the king for the next 30 days. Anyone who disobeys this decree will be thrown into the lion's den. What do you think, your majesty?" The king liked the idea, of course. He was feeling himself, He didn't know that it was actually a plan to kill Daniel. So he signed that law. Daniel heard about the new law, but do you think he stopped praying and talking to God? Of course not. Daniel was obedient to God, so even being aware of the fact that he could die if he prayed anyway. Do you know why? Because he knew God really well, and he knew he is really powerful. So Daniel moved on and continued to pray 3 times a day, as he always did. Of course, the bad supervisors were just waiting for Daniel to start praying to catch him. And that's what they did. They quickly ran to the king and told him about Daniel. But the king became very sad because he liked Daniel so much, and he knew that Daniel was a good man and an excellent supervisor. But it was already done. He had signed the law. It was too late. The law could not be cancelled. The jealous supervisor's plan had worked. This way, Daniel was sentenced to be thrown in the lion's den. When it was time to throw Daniel in the den, the king told him, "I hope the God you pray and worship will save you." The king was really worried about his friend Daniel. That night, he could not eat or drink anything, and he couldn't sleep because he was very sad and anxious. As soon as the sun rose, the king ran to the lion's den, and when he arrived there, he faced a huge surprise. Daniel was unhurt. He was alive and didn't have any scratch. "But how?" asked the king. And Daniel explained, "God sent an angel to shut the mouths of the lions. My God saved me from the death." The king was amazed and also furious with those supervisors who plotted against Daniel. So he ordered the guards to throw them in the lion's den, and they were immediately devoured. Jealousy really destroys everything around it. Those men were jealous in their hearts, but Daniel was not like this. Daniel always talked to God, and this made him an excellent person. And you? Do you pray every day? Choose a special time on your day to talk to God. I'm sure He will love to hear from you.
Did you have fun? So press the like button and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. See you soon. Bye!